Let me talk to you.
The biggest icon in wrestling.
Yeah. Let me talk to you.
And we're back for another episode of Let Me Talk to You. Wait. Are we back officially, Nick, or is it that we're just doing a Christmas special out here for our fans?
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. A little special gift for everybody before the year ends, honestly.
Absolutely, man. And of course, you got Frankie Fresco. We're doing it on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday. And yes, me and my brother had taken a break. We wanted to go ahead and take some time off, but we've been doing good, man. We've been doing it. We've just been busy. My brother and myself have been very busy. We got the holidays around the corner. Not to mention, Let Me Talk to You took a break, and Squared Circle Digest took a break. So I haven't been able to go on stream or anything like that. So it's like I feel awkward. I feel weird. I feel I don't know. Like I feel like I'm in. I don't know. I feel weird. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to like being on a Tuesday talking Dolphins talk with my brother. But Nick, I'm glad that you're here, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. In a way, I kind of missed it, bro. What about you? Did you miss it a little bit?
It's always nice talking to, you about sports, obviously the Dolphins, and having our, fans out here like our boy Straight Edge CM Dump. I have no idea who you are, but I appreciate you viewing.
We know who Straight Edge CM Dump is. And what's up, Josh? Welcome back, guys. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you with the shout out. You showing us some love. And Straight Edge CM Dump goes and says, "Damn, I thought they stopped." Yeah, we took a break, man. It was just a minor break, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously today we had a lot to talk about. We've been, even though we haven't been streaming at the same time, we have been still keeping up with the Dolphins. We always will. So we wanted to make today's show just straight Dolphin talk. We're not gonna stop hating Straight Edge and Dump hit the dislike. As a matter of fact, you know what? Hit the dislike. It actually helps our algorithms too. Whether it's whether you like it or dislike it, it still helps us. So it's all good. But let's go ahead and talk some Miami Dolphins. And Nick, we obviously wanted to go ahead, and we had a couple of topics we wanted to talk about. And you guys can chime in on the chat board as well, and don't forget, like I said, hit the like. Seeing Dump's case, hit the dislike and show love. Damn, talk about this guy, bro. CM Dump, man, stop drinking Red Bull, sir. All right, let's talk about first and foremost the first question of the night. Where did the Dolphins go wrong? Like, where did it all go wrong with the Dolphins? We'll start with you, Nick. What do you think happened for us to be in this situation where we're just not we're down to our last lifeline to try to make it to the playoffs? Hypothetically, we still have a shot, but it's gonna be, we're not gonna make the playoffs. What do you think happened, man? What happened with us? What led to this, bro?
I think lack of discipline. I think last year's success, I guess you can say positive season, kind of had us feeling a little bit feeling like, hey, next year was which is this year, was gonna be a little bit better, but discipline really hasn't been shown throughout the whole season. And then Tua just not protecting himself, just putting himself out for those 4 games. It really didn't help us. Regardless if you like him, regardless if you don't like him, regardless if you like him or you don't like him, he's pretty much our main QB that has won games. So I mean, it is what it is. But his injury durability harm, kind of gave us a negative. And I mean, at the end of the day, I also feel like our O line. I mean, that's something that I feel like upper management could have improved on. Our O line got pretty much shifted compared to last year. I mean, we had Isaiah Wynn playing, we had Connor Williams, we had Robert Hunt, we had a healthier Austin Jackson. So it kind of, having to replace him with people like Liam Eichenberg, which been playing pretty poorly, and having Robert Jones on the left guard hasn't been a great help either. And then you have Teron Armstead, who we know what he's gonna give us. You feel me? Half a season.
Yeah.
But overall, there's been a lot more negative than positive this season so far. Like you said, mathematically still in it, but we pretty much, I don't want to say we need a miracle, but we would need a lot of help.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, I think where everything went wrong with the Dolphins, outside of obviously Tua getting injured and kind of, putting a damper on the team. Again, not 100% his fault, because I get the guy. He was trying to win, and I get the injury. I get why he did it, and it's football instincts. We don't have to be football players to know that you're gonna do what you're gonna do to try to win. And I get it. I get it. And I've heard, I listen to podcasts from everywhere, and I listen to everybody going ahead, and everybody saying, why does Tua not slide? Why does Tua not take care of himself? But guys, think about it. Think about it. People say, hey, other quarterbacks like Peyton Manning and Dan Marino back in the day, and all these quarterbacks that just threw the ball away, never did anything to try to step and make a play out of. But you got to understand that football has changed, man. And in the last couple of years, you're starting to see more and more quarterbacks that are moving around outside the pocket. You don't have that stiff in the pocket. Like, even if you look at Jared Goff right now, he still moves around. Whether sometimes he could be a stiff, but he's still moving around from time to time. And again, I don't, you know me. I'm not a big Tua fan. You guys know that I'm not a Tua fan, but I don't also discredit the fact that the guy is a good player. He's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's the top of the elite, but he's a good quarterback that I think can lead this team to a Super Bowl. Personally, can lead it. I still think he could still lead this team. But you're absolutely right, Nick. It's other factors that also don't help, and it also includes a little bit about Tua. Tua sometimes makes some dumb mistakes, but yeah, I think the O-line's having a rough time, man. Armstead not being there, Liam Eichenberg is trash. You got Austin Jackson getting hurt. You got so many guys that just in and out, and then all these contracts that are like in and out, in and out, in and out. Like I'll do a 1-year contract, and then you're moving out, you're changing. I mean, think about this, guys. Tua Tagovailoa had Liam. This year he had Aaron Brewer as his center. Last year he had Connor Williams and Liam Eichenberg. I believe the year before that, who was the center before that? I don't even know. I don't know if it was Connor Williams or if it was somebody else, or it might have been Liam Eichenberg too.
I think it was Michael Dieter and some other people there. I forgot.
Yeah, it's so many, man. It's just I gotta put all those things into perspective, and I think that's another reason why we've lost. And then I see you guys on the chat board, and Steven Gonzalez, what up, bro? Thank you so much for coming by. Look, first and foremost, I want to say shout out to everybody who's coming into the chat board. I know we took a time off, and no doubt also showing us some love. You guys are loyal as hell, man. I appreciate it.
Oh
We really
yeah,
appreciate it,
family
bro.
right there, baby
Like
family.
we've been out for like a couple of weeks, and now look, all of a sudden you guys are just popping in. So you guys, even straight edge, she and Thump, you're showing us some love, so we appreciate it, even though you're talking crap. But I will say this, man. It's also obviously you guys are saying it. Mike McDaniel, he's struggling out there, and we're gonna do something different here, right? We're gonna do something different, and that's pretty much we're gonna show you some plays of this last game, and I wanted to show you guys because I wanted to show you not only the mistakes that the offense makes, sometimes the mistakes that the defense makes, and it's not you can't just point a finger at one person. And I think that's the misconception that a lot of people have. You start the narrative starts saying, yo, it's on the coach, it's on the coach, it's on the coach. And then all of a sudden we get brainwashed. Oh, it's on the coach, it's on the coach, it's on the coach. And then that's it. Like F everybody else. It's on the coach. It's on the coach. And I wouldn't go as far as to say it's just on the coach. Like you gotta actually see some of these plays and take a look at it and kind of like make a decision by yourself by what you see, man. Because we could show you, you the the casual Dolphin fan is just gonna go ahead and be like, "Damn, we lost again. That's Mike McDaniel's fault." But if you're listening to other podcasts and you're listening to other people, if you're a really Dolphin fan and you really want to see how this team is doing, watch the film. Really, like literally watch the film. Don't just listen to, oh my God, he did a dumb play here, he did a dumb play there. Literally watch the film and see what is happening. And Nick, do you want to start this? Do you want me to start this and show some plays out there? That way you guys can see. And again, we're not gonna go through the whole game because I think we would be here for hours. But are you down for me to show some plays out here?
Yeah, dude, of course.
All right, so me and my brother are watching a little bit. So it's obviously the all 22 film, and you guys can all take a look at it. And I wanted you guys to look at a couple of things. And on both sides of the ball, right, Nick? Like we just don't want to go ahead and just look at one side of the ball. We want to look at both sides, right?
Definitely, we know that throughout this whole season, there's been games that have gone down the line, and we need the offense to come through, and they couldn't. And then there's been other games where we needed the defense to come through, and they didn't. So it's always good to see both plays of the field, honestly, because you want to know what improves on each side.
Yeah. So let me go here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna. So what I did is I slowed it down that way you guys can see it. And this is the beginning of the game. This is like the very beginning. This is the first drive of the game. And I hope you could see it. I know it's a little bit dark, but I'll be moving it. But I want you to see something here. So look at the Dolphins right here. That you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys protecting Tua, right? The Texans are showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8, because they he's even like covering, kind of hovering, like he's gonna blitz. Obviously, he's not gonna do that because if you look at it, he would leave these two people wide open, right? So let's see what happens here. Let's see what exactly happens in this play. So he backs off. There's Tua. Tua looks around, looks around, looks around, doesn't see anybody, and he goes to that short pass on the right. Right decision right there, right? We obviously and again, I'm gonna let some of these write out that way you could see it from different angles. And this is the cool thing about look, we get to see what Tua is actually looking at, and you see look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. So this is what Tua's seeing 7 guys, and obviously he only has 6 guys protecting him. So he's already kind of thinking, oh man, somebody's gonna come at me, right? Or at least that's what I would be doing, right, Nick?
Yeah, definitely. But then they send only 4, and then they push up 3 and start playing zone pretty much.
And keep in mind, man, this is the first drive of the game. It's not even like the fourth quarter or the third quarter. They started showing 7 guys off rip, like at the very beginning. So here you go again. You got here they're just showing 4 guys, and look at that zone in the middle. You see 4 linebackers literally in the middle.
Yeah, and one high safety to cover the big plays.
And then you see Tua right there. All right, so let's slow down on that play because I wanted to show you guys something on this one. So And I'm gonna let me see if I could show you guys this. Hold on a second. All right, let me see when I could slow it down here. So this is the scheme, and I know Dougie and a lot of them are talking about it. Is that what the Texans are doing, and what a lot of defenses are not doing, is that they're moving their safety right down the middle, and they're pretty much just laying all their linebackers right here in the middle to show zone. And what's happening is what happens a lot is Tua is so used to throwing down the middle that the safety is always going to be cutting into these lanes, either Tyreek, either Waddle, and you could even do it this way. It's going to always happen, and that's how actually the interception happened before. And when we look and we look at when we look at Chris Greer, I'm not Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel. This is where you and me and all of us will say, yo, this is where Mike McDaniel, if you're an offensive guru, right? And you're noticing this on your first drive, and it's the heat of the moment, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot going in. But he's in the NFL. It's not like you or me who don't see this, right? Like this is like a random time that we're watching this. You see this. This is where you need a coach that will go ahead and read what the defense is showing you, and you have to start tweaking your offense. That's where I think Mike McDaniel fails, because all of a sudden he doesn't do anything about it. He just continues to go with his regular plays and little screen passes and stuff like that, but he doesn't tweak it. And it concerns me because look, if you look at this play again, Tua's looking for that middle, and you see right there that, like, so you're not only does he have to go ahead and beat watch out for the safety, but he has to look out for all these four linebackers that are right here, and he just tries to throw it over those linebackers, and it makes sense what he was trying to do, but you're not going to win those all the time, and you could see it there. That perfect reason why he overthrew it, because if he underthrew it, that thing was going to get picked off right there on the spot, because 43 was just standing right there. And look at Tua's view. This is Tua's view right here. And all these motions are like, okay, they're not feeding into it as much anymore. But look at that. You got four guys in the middle. So if I'm Tua, I'm looking, damn, I got four guys. That fake toss didn't do anything. It actually, as a matter of fact, check this out. Think about this, Nick. And think about this, guys. If you're gonna fake it, right? Like you're gonna fake. Let me see if I can do it. If you're gonna fake it, right? Like you fake pitch it over there, but then throw it over there. Why don't you fake pitch it throwing over here? Or something against the traffic. I know he's a lefty, but why would you have these guys run like that in the same place that you're fake pitching it? It just doesn't make any sense. You actually assisted the defense by shifting them over to that side even more. Like look at them. They're already moving to that right side, right? So then you do the fake pitch, and then they move even more to that right side. Look, check it out. See, look, because that's where they were thinking they were going to run, and they're like, okay, yeah, so we're even more prepared for it. It's just dumb.
Honestly, I feel like he kind of pressured himself there, because if he would have held the ball just 2 more seconds, he had Chain wide open.
All right, hold on.
You see, look. He's dropping. And right there, go. You hold it for 2 seconds, 2 more seconds.
He could have thrown to Achen, who was coming here. But that's true. That is another option. That is another option. All right, and then let's look at this play right here as well. So this is probably third down, if I'm not mistaken. And this is the first time they're only showing 4 guys. They're not showing everyone. And again, this is the first drive of the game. Again, moving nobody to the left side. So everybody's on that right side again. And it's a handoff and nothing. Now here, let me look. When we look at the top view, right? I think when we look at the top view, we're going to see what happened. Let's look at 76 and Liam Eichenberg right there on the right-hand side. Let's see what happens. So there's Liam Eichenberg. I think Liam Eichenberg is 74, right? I think that's his number. All right, there's the move. There's Liam. That was actually a false start. And then look at that. So that is just bad offensive play right there. I don't know if you saw that, Nick, but that's just bad offensive play. Like Aaron Brewer pushes him. Liam Eichenberg, for some strange reason, allows him to cut inside like that for no reason. He doesn't hold his block. If he was to able to hold his block, that's even more chance for him. See, look, I'm gonna pause it once I see it. So there's Tua. There's the play. That's a false start by so look, they're holding him. They're pushing that way. The hole is right there. He probably wasn't gonna get, he wasn't gonna take it to the house. But Liam Eichenberg can't even hold on to that block. Look at that. He just gets beat. And it's just disappointing the way, like, and when people say to me, "Hey Frank, the offensive line sucks," yeah, that's a perfect example of why the offensive line. Again, another one. Look how many they're showing. They're showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7, 7. They back off. And look. Hold on before we continue, because you guys already noticed this, and this is just again Liam Eichenberg. Like if we had Robert Hunt there, bro, this wouldn't happen, bro. And that's how we know that he sucks. Look at this guy. This guy looks like he's number 20, if I'm not mistaken. Check him out. Liam Eichenberg shifts to the right and does absolutely nothing. So now Raheem Mostert has to take that block, and it allows the edge rusher to come and pressure Tua, and Tua's just going to try to do anything possible to try to avoid getting sacked. And here's a better view of the top view of Liam Eichenberg going ahead and doing absolutely nothing. Look, here it is again, 74, Liam Eichenberg. Look at this. And you can't blame you can't blame Aaron Brewer, because if you look at Aaron Brewer, right? If you saw Aaron Brewer, this guy was showing like a blitz. So Aaron Brewer is obviously going to shift that way. Why is Liam Eichenberg not protecting correctly? Why is he showing some like not doing like basic things that even you or myself would know and be like, why am I doing this? See? So Aaron Brewer knows that, hey, this guy's coming in at me. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw myself this way. But I understand maybe if here's Liam Eichenberg, I guess he fell for this guy thinking that he was gonna blitz. That's the only thing. But I don't. I guess that has to be the only reason why he allowed that guy to come through. Yeah, he fell for it. See, look, he falls for it. Damn, he sucks, bro. Let's see what some of you guys have to say. It says Achan was only open because the linebacker moved up once the throw was being made. Once Brewer moved up to get the second level, Liam lost his block immediately. Yeah. Is that Liam or is that a bad scheme? That dude was lined up right in the front of him and he went right. Well, I'm gonna tell you something right here. If you have this type of I don't want to go ahead and do this, but let's see right there. Here's my train of thought, and I want to get your opinion, Nick. I want to see what you think as well. If you're Tua right here, right? Shouldn't Tua be communicating as well and letting his offensive line, or at least I don't know if it's Tua or maybe the offensive lineman, should all be communicating, saying, "Hey, look, who do you got, bro?" Like 52 is obviously gonna get 55, right? I believe that 65 for the Dolphins is gonna get 98. Aaron Brewer says, "Hey, I'm gonna get 35 or 39. I'm not sure." Liam Eichenberg should be like, "I'm gonna get 20 and 76. I should get 96." And then 9, which is Jonathan Smith, should say, "I'm gonna get either 51 or the other one." Or have some type of communication, but there's absolutely no communication. And this is where I would assume your quarterback would go ahead and be like, "Hey, they're bringing in 7, and we only have 6 blocking. We need to do something. We protect." Or you could actually, you know what you could have done? Here's where okay, check this out, Nick, and correct me if I'm wrong. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong if I'm talking shit. But if I'm Tua and I see 3 guys on my left-hand side and I see 4 guys on my right, and I only see Aaron Brewer in the middle, he's gonna have Aaron Brewer's gonna make a decision. Is he gonna go left or go right? Why wouldn't you shift your running back 31, Raheem Mostert, to your right-hand side? Right? Because then you're pretty much going ahead and allowing those you're gonna have 4 guys with 4 guys and 3 guys versus 3 guys on the left.
He probably thought maybe Patrick Paul needed more help than Lane Meichenberg and Jackson with John Smith.
That's not a bad way of looking at it. You're right. You're right. Maybe he did. Maybe he went ahead and he said, "Yo, they need the help." Or maybe they just don't teach that, or they don't mention that to they don't tell that to Tua. Like tell Tua don't. I don't know. I don't know.
And
I have no idea.
regardless, they still were able to penetrate him with Mostert behind him.
Yeah, because Mostert had to immediately cut back in and try to protect them, and then you had the edge rusher on the right hand side coming at him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just
Like you said, sir, it's communication. I mean, if I was Aaron Brewer, I'd be like, "Yo, Liam, you see these guys don't always fall for their pressure. Sometimes they fall back, they play zone. Sometimes they penetrate, but I would have like a secret word letting them know, hey, be ready for right side, or be ready for left side, But hey, I'm not a football player, so I think that's just lack of communication.
That's definitely lack of communication. And then here's another. Josh is saying he needs to learn how to identify the blitz. He really does because he's not doing it. So now you saw what the Texans were doing, and that was the first drive, right?
Yeah.
Why is and I understand we're different scheme, we're different defense than them, but look what the Dolphins are doing here. The Dolphins don't even try the same thing. You have 3 guys here covering these 3 receivers. Makes perfect sense. But then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offensive linemen, right? Or offense linemen protecting, right? And probably a tight end, the tight end there. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So obviously 4 against 6, it makes perfect sense that 6 is gonna be 4. Unless one of these guys is like amazing and he's gonna break the tackle. And you don't see anything here. The linebackers are sitting in the middle. So again, let's look and see what exactly they do. So they move over, and then you're not doing any type of confusion to the quarterback of Houston. CJ Stroud is like chilling right there. So you have that, and there it is. You got 4 guys, and they're all being blocked. That's why he has all day to block to throw the football to the fade route right there. Like
I don't know. I think Jordan Brooks fucked up there, honestly.
Why do you say that?
Because he was supposed to stick on his post on his left side, and he got baited by the receiver on the other side.
Let's take a look at Brooks. Brooks is 20, right? So
Yep.
There's Brooks. He shifts to the left. 93 moves back. Brooks is looking.
And he has help. Look, safety back there is telling him, just chill, just stay on your post. You see? And then he's like, oh shit. He baits, like if he's gonna go, he's like, oh damn. But he completely fades away from Mixon. Like, why? That's your man.
I don't know, man. He probably doesn't trust him. I don't know. I'm just shocked at the defense. Again, you're just showing 4 guys. Well, here you're actually showing 5. So at least they're showing 5. And again, I don't have a problem with them doing the same thing that Houston did to us. You could show 5, you could show 6. Like here, even the number, I think that's number 5, kind of leaning in a little bit, but it's a run. Everybody's blocked, bro. The only thing is that a hell of a fucking job by 56. 56 is able to take off that block, because if not, he could probably take it for freaking more than 10 yards, bro. Because look, everybody's blocked.
I mean, that was a good play. You got to give it to Quentin Bell. That was a good play.
He did. No. He saved though. He did a hell of a play because he saved them. But look at our defense. Look at all of our guys. If you take a look at it, and again, I slow this that way you guys can see this. If you look at everything, every single one of them is being blocked. Look, 2 on Sealer, 2 on Calais Campbell, the one on who was that? On Walker Jr. If it wasn't for 56, we would be screwed right there. It doesn't make any sense how they. And again, we're showing 4 guys. Why? Why can't we do something similar to what Houston did?
Well,
Where
remember,
they're
aren't we a 4-3 defense? So
but Houston did the exact. Houston was showing blitz and then just back off. I don't see why there's any issue with that.
because they probably, they probably fear the run. They probably fear that if they clog up the middle, there's a gap and Mixon's gone. He'll break a tackle and just go off. So they rather just send 4, play zone, and make sure that they can contain Mixon, which that's what they did. They contained him. He didn't run for 100 yards. He only ran for like 30, 40. This was just a bad tackle by Javon Holland.
That was a really bad tackle.
And then Anthony Walker just not no effort, bro. I mean,
No.
Tank Dell is a very fast player. That game he showed me how fast he can really be.
Josh goes, this team is a shit show.
I mean, look, you have to understand that. I mean, you didn't watch the game, but I did. And honestly, the first couple of drives, Miami was just filling out the game. There were some plays that exploited us, but if you move on down the game started getting a little bit better defensively. We were stopping players. There was not much room to throw, and we sacked CJ Stroud 4 or 5 times maybe. So first couple of drives wasn't
rough
really,
for our defense.
for both sides, honestly, not for just the defense.
But if you look at this, like again, I'm just saying, like I wish the defense would, show something different. And maybe they did. Maybe they did show something different afterwards. I don't know. But I definitely hear you're seeing 4 men. And again, here's the difference between having coaches, not only the head coaches. So I expect Anthony Walker to make adjustments. And if he makes adjustments in the second half or makes adjustments on the next drive, then that means, hey, he's doing something different. See, right here, same thing. 4 guys rushing. This one's pretty straightforward. It was a freaking screen pass. Pretty stopped them there. Nothing big there. And they even fumbled the ball. So let's see. What's the next play? Here's the defense again. 4 out. Showing 5 with the blitz. Let's see. Good fade out. Not bad. But if you give them all that cushion, it's gonna be eating all day.
They're
You
not.
see how many yards?
Dolphins are not really a big man-to-man team either way.
I also feel like they give too much cushion to some of these receivers. Like they're afraid of getting burned. And I don't know. It just doesn't see here. Here's where I feel like sometimes you need a linebacker that's a senior linebacker that knows what the hell's going on out there. Who's
Not
number
only that,
29?
not only
Arcade
that,
Corvo?
but that's Kendall Fuller. Not only that, but it just shows
No,
you
that's
how
not-
much we miss Christian Wilkins because he was a great nose tackle.
It's just a little bit concerning in how you see it, how we look at this and we see how the defense, there's some shifting there. Okay. And again, and I don't, there it looks like there everybody picked up everybody. See, there the defense did a hell of a job. That's just a really good throw. That one I can't blame anybody on that one. That was just a really good throw.
That wasn't a complete pass either way.
Yeah, this one, the defense did a pretty good job. I'm not gonna. And then here's the field goal. All right, so let's look at the Dolphins' second drive, right? So let's see. Okay. I guess there was like an offsides there. All right, let's take a look. Okay. It's bring this down. Let's see what happens now with the Dolphins in this drive. And again, we're not gonna go through everything because I don't want to go through everything like that either. I think we're gonna be here all day. So here now they don't show. Look how they switched it up. Now they're only showing 4. They're not even showing 5 or 6 or 7. There's the pass. I mean the toss. I think right there that's just a really good play by the Houston defense. Because I think everybody was able to pick up their block. There's Washington. Washington runs. 53 holds. Yeah, that's just good defense right there. There's nothing we could do about that one.
I mean, we still gained 5 yards. Still not a bad play.
Yeah, that's just good. Here's the linebackers. Look at the linebackers all showing that middle, and look at that safety in the middle. That safety all day in the middle. He's not showing anything on. He's not slanting more to the left or right, man. He's moved a little bit there because he sees there because there's nobody on the left hand side. And if you look at it, some of these offensive plays, like when you look at it, they're not bad plays, but I don't understand why you have all your receivers on one side of the football, on one side of the field. You're pretty much giving it away, aren't you? See, look, you're shift moving him all the way to the right, so there's nothing going on the left hand side. Who cares about the left hand side? I don't know, man. It just seems a little bit kind of
I think it was a good play. Just the coverage was better.
Here we go. We got 3 guys lined up to the right hand side. See, I would assume they would shift somebody. There you go. There's Tyreek. Shift, making a shift all the way to the left hand side, right? And Tua runs for his life. And then this is the pass that it fell short. It just couldn't able to. I mean, that typically Tua is able to throw that pass and complete it to Tyreek Hill. But if he's running, there's the difference between a running quarterback and a quarterback that's not a good passer when he's out in the run. Let me see. Let's take a look at the offensive line. Let's look at Liam Eichenberg over there on the right hand side. Let me see what Liam Eichenberg is doing. 74 again. Take a look. 74 goes. 2 guys had to block him, and he didn't even do anything. If it wasn't for Aaron Brewer helping him out. Oh, soccer kick right there. It just doesn't. And then let's move on a little bit, right? Let's move on to a couple plays. Let's try the second half, right?
Mind you, the Dolphins when Tua fumbled the ball, mind you, they had really good field position, and they were able to hold Texans to 3 points. I don't know if it was the fumble or I forgot what play it was where Texans had still really good field position and the Dolphins defense were able to still have them just kick a field goal, which is not bad.
Damn, Liam Eichenberg sucks, man. Did you see that? Did you see how bad he's getting pushed? Man, that guy's trash, dude. And that's his original position too, from college. It's terrible. It's so bad. What up, Cat for Life? I see it.
Nah, his college, believe it or not, was left tackle.
That's not what I heard. I thought he was right guard. That wasn't such a bad play. It was a decent run. I don't even know what is our next play. What's our move, Frankie? Nick, you gotta admit something has to change, fam. I know we're just looking at this film because we're a little bit. I'm looking at some of these guys and just trying to pinpoint where are the areas of opportunity that we need to look at. Like, I'm looking at Liam Eichenberg out there. I'm looking at Paul to see how he's doing. I'm looking at there's our boy Hill. He actually blocked somebody there.
I think Patrick Paul is playing nicely, man, for a rookie, bro. Guy's pretty solid.
I think he's doing decent. I think he's not doing bad. He obviously looks like the next person. Okay, so this is a good one. Let's see what happened here. Let's see. And again, some of these crossing routes, which are the ones that concern me. So here he's under center, right? There's Tua. Let's see what they do. The fake. Damn, they really like ran up on Tua like there was no tomorrow. Like they blitzed the shit out of him. So here's Tua. He looks and he sees 1, 2, 3, 4. The linebackers are saying, take a look. They move 7. They move 23 on that side. And then they get rid of freaking Hill. Dude, it's just... I don't know what happened there. Did you see what happened there?
They disguised one of the. I'm sure he's a cornerback. I think he disguised one of the cornerbacks and he blitzed.
So we have 4 lined again. No movement. Playing zone.
Damn, Liam Eichenberg got beat there.
Oh, that's the fumble play. Liam
Mhm.
Eichenberg when I made that, bro. That's the truth. Liam Eichenberg is terrible right there.
Yeah.
Liam Eichenberg hurts this O line really bad, bro. Like even the guy, that Cameron
What,
Jackson guy,
what's crazy is Butch Berry and Mike McDaniel are like, yo, let's. I know Patrick Paul is a rookie, but I think him and Robert Jones will be better off than having to put Liam Eichenberg and that Carmen Jackson guy together. Because look, that whole side got demolished.
can you blame? You can't blame Tua for this. Like it's rough. Like dude, like absolutely got manhandled, bro. Manhandled. Josh, come on, Frankie. Liam is an all-pro lineman. Yeah, he sure is. Now let's look at our defense. So the defense hasn't done anything yet. They're still showing 4. They're not deceiving. They're not doing anything. Fake. Everybody runs to the left, and now damn, look at the difference when you have freaking like all day to pass the ball. Like, did you see that, Nick? He has all day, and why does it?
Because we don't have a pass rush, sir.
Absolutely none, bro. It is bad. Look at
We
this.
don't crumble. We don't crumble.
And not only that, the Dolphins are afraid of Mixon. They feel that he's gonna run. But look, right there, you got everybody, and look at that. He look at this. I wish Tua had all that time. Show me a play where Tua has had that much space in the open. I don't think I've seen a play where he's had that much space in the open. It's crazy. And I know they don't score on this. I know they end up getting, or do they score on this one? Is this the one that they score on?
Nah, I think this is the one where, or you know what? Maybe they score on this one.
See here, they're showing 5 right here. 3, 4. Yeah, they're showing 5. Here it is, and this is probably a run play. Yeah.
That was a good tackle by Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, that was a good tackle by Jalen Ramsey. That's not bad. Good defense there, holding him. And again, this is just Stroud's view on his end. And the Dolphins kind of had, and there was a little bit of a hold there, but that they're not gonna call that. But that's not a bad. They're the defense held it strong. It wasn't. It's a good run stop from them. Wasn't bad from Ramsey. Cat for Life says the only person I blame is the general man who drafted a player that was hurt. This is all on Greer. Let's see what Stroud does here. They do a movement. Oh, that was a false start. Why the fuck did he? Jesus.
Nah, he got bit by the count.
All right, let's try this one. This one's not bad. See, they're showing 3, 6. They're showing 6 in, but that's probably because they're thinking of the run. It's not bad. Thankfully, he fell down, but that was all Sealer that broke in. You saw how Sealer. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Sealer was a great re-signed by the Dolphins. I think they nailed it on him. They just need to find the Christian Wilkins to help him out because it's not going to work out with Calais Campbell or the other guys Who's next to Zach Sealer right now? Is that Benito Jones?
I wouldn't be surprised if that's Benito Jones or Deshaun Hand.
Because I mean, look at Zach Sealer, bro. He just breaks right through this shit. Look at that, boom, and he's the one who causes that issue. That's the only reason why.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
impressive.
Calais Campbell is actually next to him.
Let's skip up to another couple plays. Let's see what happens. This is a Was this a touchdown? Yeah, this was a touchdown play. All right, so let's see what happens. Let's look at CJ Stroud's view. So he's there, opens up.
This is where Jordan Poyer
Why the hell are they dropping 85 to fucking as a linebacker?
That's a shadow for the player. The one that fucked up there was Jordan Poyer, bro. Jordan
Nick,
Poyer fucked up.
why do you have number 85, that fat motherfucker, go and rush the quarterback? What the hell's number 20 doing there for then?
He's blocking the tight end.
Nick, bro, that's bad defense, dude, bro. Why are you dropping that big boy?
The
in
only reason
background?
why they were able to score is because Jordan Poyer fucked up.
Oh my god, it's rough watching. I hear you, Cap. But on that specific point, Tua's main injury concerns are not consistent with the majority injury from Bama. He had a concussion too, but nobody saw concussion coming. Yeah, that's true. Let's get more towards the end of the game. Let's see what happens, and then we're gonna finish it off. So, all right, let's take a look at this play. It's probably Dolphins driving, trying to score here. There's Tua. The O-line, they're only rushing 3. And very simple play right there. Not bad. To Washington, if I believe that's the right one. As far as injuries, why are we constantly bringing players that with injury history on the cheap? Yeah, that's true. See, they only rush 3 guys here, bro. That's why Tua has all day. 4 guys. They rushed 4 guys. But Tua had enough time. You give Tua time, he's going to find some people. And I think that's what they need to do more often. They need to do some of those more out routes. Instead of going down the middle every single time, just go out route. You have faster guys. Make him haul ass out there.
That's what they did in the beginning of the game. He just wasn't connecting.
There's Jonathan Smith on the move. Looks like they're rushing 4. Do they blitz here? Yep, they bring 5. But there's enough. Oof. Oh, this is the one where Tua just freaking threw a horrendous pass, bro. What a terrible pass, man. And he had all day to freaking throw that pass. That you can't blame. You can't blame anybody but Tua on that one. That's just a bad pass by Tua. He threw it behind him instead of throwing it. Because he had time. They blocked. Everybody blocked. The O-line did a pretty good job here, Nick. Yeah, the O-line even did a pretty good job. Because you don't see, I mean, he does get a little bit of heat on his left shoulder. Gets a little bit. But, damn, that's a bad, I don't know why he threw it over there, bro.
Because he thought Tyreek was going to cut in. And like
why would he think he's going to cut in if it's an out route, Nick?
And like you said, he's a spot thrower, so he had to throw it in the spot.
Nah, he wasn't going to think that he was going to cut in. He was just a bad throw. Just didn't throw it right. Threw it really bad. Tyreek wasn't going to cut in, bro. That's an out route all day. Let's see. Let's move a little bit forward. Let's see what we got here. This is still defense. All right, here we go. Some more offense. All right, let's see what happens here. We're almost done, guys. 4th quarter. Here's Tua. They're putting in 4 guys. Linebackers in the middle. 23 is following. That was just offsides. Or was that a false start? Looks like it was a false start. All right, let's try it again. There's Tua. He looks, and it's getting that pressure, bro. And again, it's on that right side. That was a horrendous block by that Cameron guy, Cameron Jackson or whatever his name is.
I can't blame him. He hasn't played all season.
Come on, man. All
He's
you
our
gotta do.
he's our third string right tackle. I mean,
I get it. I get it. So he got there. Look at that spin move, bro. Dog, man. Jesus, that was bad. Dog. That right side of the O line really, really sucks, man. I can't believe Austin Jackson makes such a big difference. It's crazy. I mean, this is why that guy was in the practice squad. See, they're rushing 4, but they're spread out really, really far. He has all day. There's Tua. Tua doesn't know what to do. He throws it. Oh my god. Wow, bro. Wow. That's all I gotta say. Jesus Christ. Wow, bro. Wow. I mean, they all picked up their blocks. They did a good job. I mean, I guess sometimes the offensive line does their job, and sometimes the offensive line just sucks ass.
notice how these are all
No, no,
pass. No, notice how we're just only passing and not running because our running game was obsolete.
Damn, that was rough, bro. All right, here we go. Tua by himself back there, right? 5 out, 5 wide out. Here we go. He has 4 guys rushing. And absolutely nowhere near. There was no way he was going to get a first down there, bro. No doubt says, yep, bad pass is bad pass. The CB was undercutting out routes the whole game. Yeah, and then that was a holding at the half-yard line. Didn't matter. Yeah. I mean, you wanted to get some yardage there. That way, when the punt team came out, you would be able to go ahead and get some space. Yeah. See, let's push it forward. See. There was a run play. That was good. That was really good, actually. Was that Calais Campbell? Yeah, it was Calais Campbell. That was a good play by Calais Campbell. He broke through. Look at that. Look at that move by Calais. Boom. Just dog 74 there. Let's see. This running play here. Makes and goes. Ooh, that's a little bit of a hold there, bro. Dolphins did a pretty decent job holding him in this drive. I guess they were trying to get that last they were trying to stop him that way they could go ahead and good sack by is that's Chop Robinson, right?
Yes, sir.
It's not bad. Chop Robinson looks bright. If he's doing that against Houston, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, man. That actually shows us that he could probably improve against harder and stronger teams. That was not bad. That was good defense right there. All day. Good defense. You could tell. Look at Chop. Gets the step. Fakes, cuts, and boom. And then Sealer right there too also. Not bad, man. Good job by the defense at the end. They were making some better moves. Okay, so then the point. All right. I think this is the drive where Tua makes the stupid mistake, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. Let's see what happens here. Last play, probably. Yep. Five wide out. Sending 4. Damn, bro. That was just underthrown. Just underthrown, bro. It was the right pass. He just underthrew it. Should have just thrown it farther. You rather him throw it. You rather him see it overthrow it than underthrow it, right? Because he had time. Even though Liam Eikenberg was getting dogged already, but he just underthrew it. And the reason he underthrew it because look at how Tyreek Hill had to actually go back and turn around and go like this and try to get it instead of having to just go like this, go forward and get it. It's just disappointing. Just when you look at things like that, man, it's like I said, there's mistakes all around. Just teams, just players. Some players can make some plays. Some players make some dumb plays, which leads us to our next question, Nick. What players should stay with Miami, or what players should move on? Who do you think? We have a list. We have a list of a couple people that Miami has to make a decision on. Javon Holland, Liam Eichenberg. Liam Eichenberg still has years in him, but I add him into the list because of how trashy he looks in this game. Bradley Chubb, Braxton Berrios, Jordan Porter, Anthony Walker Jr., Tyler Huntley. Skyler was released, so you bring him back. Calais Campbell, is that an option to bring him back? Emmanuel Ogba, Robert Jones, River Carcraft, another guy. Isaiah Wynn. These guys are all players that, at the end of the day, Nick, we got to start making decisions in what we feel are going to be able to help this team or are they going to hold this team back? And as of right now, if I'm looking at this list, man, I don't see Javon Holland coming back. I would contemplate getting rid of Liam Eichenberg, to be honest with you. That guy's just trash. If you could find a replacement for him, I would get rid of him or bench him. That guy doesn't deserve to be in the starting lineup. Bradley Chubb looks like he's gonna be released. Raheem Mostert, he's gonna be released. Braxton Berrios has been a freaking ghost this season. Just absolutely nothing. Jordan Poyer, you know that he hasn't done really well for himself. Anthony Walker Jr., he's not bad. I would try to bring him back. Tyler Huntley, I would bring Tyler Huntley back. I think he's serviceable as a backup QB. Skylar Thompson, gone. Calais Campbell, do you want Calais Campbell back? I mean, for me, I think Calais Campbell is somebody that I would honestly reconsider bringing him back. But I don't know. He's good. I like him. I think you should bring him back. But I don't think another team is going to allow him to just re-sign for like whatever amount. Everybody's going to try to get him because they see that he's still serviceable. Emmanuel Ogba, he looked pretty good this year. He's improved. It actually worked out for us. He looked definitely 20,000 times better than what he did against when he was working with Vic Fangio. Robert Jones, I guess. River Carcraft, do you feel that? I mean, he was injured pretty much 90% of the whole season, bro. That guy has been hurt all day. And then Isaiah Wynn. I like Isaiah Wynn. I think Isaiah Wynn should stay. But what do you think about the guys on our list, Nick? Who do you think should stay and who do you think should go?
I think this is just me personally. I would like for them to focus on re-signing Holland. That's something I would feel like I hope they would be a nice approach. I don't really see Bradley Chubb coming back. I don't really see a lot of the guys that we did 1-year deals. Offensively, the only people I want back is probably Isaiah Wynn and maybe Robert Jones for depth purposes. Everyone else don't want Mostert anymore. I don't think Mostert is going to be around either. Hopefully we can improve with Jalen Wright as running back. You mentioned it earlier today that Aaron Brewer, he's going to be with us for a while. So I just think, honestly, defensively, Alan Walker, no, I don't really think he's someone that we would want long term. I think something in the draft should pop up. And defensive end, I mean, Benito Jones, no, he's not really that good. Calais Campbell, doubt he's going to be back next year. I think they should just focus on letting go of Bradley Chubb, letting go of Kendall Fuller. I think Kendall Fuller's not a really good cornerback. and kind of just seeing what we have in Storm Duck and Cam Smith. I like Jordan Brooks. Kind of focus more on that. I don't. Like I said, I hope they can resign Javon Holland. I rather resign Javon Holland, keep Javon Holland, than continue with Bradley Chubb.
Well, look at what we got here, right? So I wanted to pull this up because I wanted you guys to see the years that are actually left on some of these guys. So obviously Bradley Chubb has 5 years, um, but it looks like guaranteed he only has 33, and I think his value is at 110. I if I click on him, it'll give us more of his breakdown, but I'm just showing you who has the most years. Jason Sanders, probably our best player on the field, even though he missed the extra field goal. And then Tua right there with obviously he has 4 years. But if you look at the 1 year guys, right, the guys are going to be out after this season, right? So you're looking at Tyrell Dodson, Molster, Ogba, Kendall Lamb is another one out there. Um, Theron Neal, Benito Jones, Elijah Campbell. I'm pretty sure Elijah Campbell will still come back. He's probably come back a couple times already. Deshaun Han, another guy. Let's see, Matt Dickerson, Jack Stoll, uh, Jackson Carmen. Obviously, he just played this first game. Grant Dubose with the head injury. Neil Farrell Jr. I don't know who that guy is. Quentin Bell, Anthony Shorts. So these are all guys that are just 1 year contracts that, you might want to bring them back, you might not. Just looks like it's up to the team, up to Chris Greer and company to make that decision. And I don't know, man. I don't know. With that being said, let's talk about the future, right? Let's talk about what's going on here. What do you feel is gonna happen with Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, and even Tua Tagovailoa, right? What do you think is gonna happen?
Logically, this whole season they've we can all agree that logically this year they've all extended their own contracts. We have Mike McDaniel extending, we have key players from the offense extending, you have key players from the defense extending. So it seems like this team is kind of gonna look a lot like this year's and towards next year's. We just hope maybe the Dolphins have realized, hey, maybe Chris Greer is not the guy anymore. Maybe Mike McDaniel is not the guy, but we need some personnel staff to change. I don't want to see that special teams guy anymore. Forgot his name. Crosman, I guess his name is Crosman. I believe. I forgot.
Yeah,
But
coach.
it's just we need personnel changes, and I'm hoping that maybe Mike McDaniel realizes, hey man, I need someone up there in the booth telling me, hey, I think these plays that you're playing right now are not working, bro, and I think this is what's better for us. So hopefully he kind of delegates more on his play calling. So hopefully that works out. And just injuries in general, man. Hopefully the injuries don't hit us hard again this year. And hopefully we focus more on the draft when it comes to O linemen. Honestly, it's between the trenches at the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel the
And
same way, man.
let's focus on getting a better and let's focus on getting a better backup, because Tyler Huntley sucked, Skylar Thompson sucked, Tim Boyle sucked. The list goes on, bro. So we know Tua's not gonna play 17 games. Just go get a good, decent backup quarterback.
I mean, for me, Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, and Tua are all going to stay here. And even if you do decide to get rid of Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel after the 2025 season, I think at the end of the day, whoever they bring, whether it's a GM from outside or they promote somebody from within, I still think that that GM is going to do and watch and see if Tua's still the right quarterback for this team. And I think at the end of the day, when you look at Tua, I think Tua, like I said, there's worse quarterbacks out there. So I don't see why they would have to move on from him. I do feel that Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel, if you get rid of Chris Greer, you got to get rid of Mike McDaniel. The coach is just not get happening. For me, man, I don't want to lose hope on Mike McDaniel, but there's just too many mistakes sometimes being led. No different type of in-game decisions that could help benefit the team, and just the scheme. It's just once he sticks to one thing, and he just lets it happen. And unfortunately, teams are figuring him out. I mean, the more you see, the more it's easier to figure his offensive scheme out, and he needs to be able to go ahead and prove that he has other ideas in that head that can make teams kind of guess what is going to happen. That's where I feel like the Miami Dolphins, like I feel like Mike McDaniel has been a little bit lazy, because now all he's going and all he's doing is like, hey, my answer to my offense is now bringing tight end John Smith. So now here's John Smith. Oh, my answer to my offense is, let me go ahead and bring in a running game. So A-Chan is now gonna run. Oh, let me bring in the little fade route outside and do that. It just feels like it's too weak. Like he's just like, I would, if you're an offensive guru, w- why don't you implement other plays that you are capable of doing? Because we know that you're capable of doing. So I think Mike McDaniel will be on the hot seat next year if he doesn't get his shit together. And I'm not losing hope for the Dolphins next year, because I honestly feel that if Mike McDaniel can tweak, a couple of things in his arsenal. I know he hasn't shown it the last couple of years, but I think if he's able to do that, I don't see why the Dolphins are not easily able to make it to the playoffs. And again, I think what hurt us the most is obviously, Tua getting hurt. I think the Dolphins in the draft should focus on getting uh, a right guard. They need to replace Robert Hunt. Liam Eichenberg is not the answer. It's obvious. I like the fact that we're keeping Aaron Brewer. We have Aaron Brewer signed for a couple of years, so that's not bad. I think Paul is good enough on the left tackle. Um, Austin Jackson's going to be on the right. So imagine if you have a really solid right guard and right tackle, Austin Jackson healthy, that right side is going to make a big impact, and will give Tua time. You gotta help Tua out, man. I think you gotta be able to protect them. And if you protect them, if you focus on that, I'd rather take hits on the receivers. I'd rather take hits on the tight ends. But if you have a solid offensive line, I think that's when you will see this team and Tua make it happen. And if you're a really solid quarterback, I think you look at Josh Allen. He's making it happen, and he doesn't even have a number one threat anymore. So it's like, when you're a good quarterback, you make it happen. And I think that Tua can make it happen. He just has to have protection on his side. So um no doubt says built the wall. Exactly, man. That's all you got to do. Trump should buy the Dolphins. Maybe he should. He'll probably definitely make them great again. Oh my Lord, Josh. Could you imagine the circus? Too much lightning and not enough thunder. That is true. And a real running game will open up and see and a real running game will open up and seam throws that the Finns love so much. Again, man, it's just a matter of just them just making the right personnel calls and changing some guys, tweaking some guys. It's not as bad as it looks, to be real honest with you. Nick, what do you think the Dolphins should do when it comes to personnel? Is this should the Dolphins fire any personnel before the season ends to focus on replacements for the off season? Do you think any?
Definitely. Yeah, 100%. Look at what the Jets are doing. They're already filling up the spot. They want to make sure that they have the right personnel, focus on the off season. I mean, why waste time? Just focus on what it is right now, and kind of hopefully they realize that there should be some personnel issues, personnel changes, honestly. Just me. Especially on the special teams, bro. We've had that same guy for like about 5, 6 years now, and he hasn't had any really, good years in him.
Yeah, but again, the only issue with me, man, is I don't think the special team cost us this game. They have cost us previous games. I know that's for sure. But the field goal situations, Sanders has been doing a pretty good job kicking. Obviously, he missed a field goal, the other extra point the other day, but he still wasn't doing bad. He's been getting better, and that was one of the biggest critiques that we had. I think the special teams coach you could get rid of, that's fine. But who else do you think just getting rid of him is going to make a big impact that it's going to change this team around? or is there somebody, a bigger fish in the pond that you need to get rid of in order for this
No,
team to go ahead and move on?
it's him, man. We have a top 20 offense and we have a top 20 defense. Our special teams is like dead to last.
So
That it's
you feel that if we get rid of our special teams coach, that will definitely help make the Dolphins win 3 or 4 more games.
at least two.
Okay. If you got, I don't know, chat board, if you feel the same, do you think that's true? For me, I think,
We haven't had a top 10 special teams ranking in like, I don't know, God knows how long.
yeah, I mean, it could be the situation that maybe he plays a huge Danny Crossman. That's his name, Danny Crossman. It could make a difference between 1 or 2 games. Maybe we need more changes. I don't know.
Did you see when we got out faked by the fake plant in the Houston game?
That is true. That did hurt us. Sir, before we end the stream, I know we've been talking about the Dolphins and we focused this stream today only on the Dolphins. I wanted to ask you, man, any positives for next season? Anything that you see positive that could, that we could look forward to for next season, that you feel that maybe, it's a bright side?
Um, just adding more experience on Tua. Hopefully he realizes that he needs to realize, yo, just be healthy, man, and just try. I know the inner competitiveness in you takes control, and I know that's easier said than done, but I think hopefully more years for him, he'll improve. I like Aaron Brewer, so I'm hoping he's our second year center, because the past 4 years that Tua's been with the Dolphins, he's had already 4 different centers. So that's a positive, at least having a continuity when it comes to the center. Patrick Paul looks good. Austin Jackson, and like you said, just focus on those holes in the guard position. So I think that's good. I think having Jonnu Smith, realizing we have someone like Jonnu Smith can be a positive moving on next year. And Chain was a really big offensive push for us this year too, even though we fed the ball to him a little bit too much. But I think offensively, he's been a nice spark. So maybe this year we focus more on a bigger, more, heavy set type of running back. And then when it comes to the defense, I'm liking Chop. Chop is really good. I'm glad Jalen Ramsey, he solidifies one of the top 10 corners in the NFL. I like Jordan Brooks. Bringing back Jalen Phillips with Chop Robinson is going to be a nice spark. And Zach Sealer, like you mentioned before, is a really big pickup. Hopefully we re-sign safety Javon Holland so that we can focus a little bit more on having to create maybe, Elijah Campbell, maybe another safety that we can improve on. But we have a lot of positives. Anthony Weaver has been a people might say that he takes advantage of the lower tier teams, weaker teams, but he's getting the job done. And then when it comes to the upper tier teams, he's shown flashes. I mean, he kind of was able to stop the Rams that were able to drop 44 on the Bills defense, and he had them at 15 points at one game. You have Texans that were also able to beat the Bills and throw 23 points on them, and we were able to hold them to 20. So like there's nice sparks when it comes to the offense. I mean to the defense. It just all depends on the offense, and if Mike McDaniel can finally realize, hey man, I'm just not one guy. I need the guy over there in the booth to tell me what I should do better. And I'm hoping maybe that can change. But for now, I don't mathematically we're still winning, but we need a lot. We need a lot for us to have some sort of miracle, and we need to win out. We forget that we need to win out. We need to beat San Francisco. We need to beat a Cleveland team that's pretty cold over there and beat a Jets team that really doesn't have any chances of making it to playoffs. So they probably wouldn't mind crushing some dreams.
Any positives on my end? I think the development of Paul. I think you probably need to let go of Teron Armstead and thank him for his services. But I think it's time for us to move on with the future, and he's looks like he's the future. And I'm glad it looks like we have a left tackle, so that's good. That was one of our biggest concerns before, and that's why we brought Teron Armstead. And now it looks like Paul might, as long as he continues to grow. And remember, he hasn't even played the whole season, so obviously I think the fact that Chain developed really well, and he's getting used to this running situation. I think he's done very well for himself this season. He did really well last year. It looks like he took an extra step this year compared to last year. So I like that. I like the fact that they utilize them. Um, when it comes to the defensive side, I think the positive I could see from the defensive side is, Chop Robinson. The guy definitely showed sparks of him improving, and I want to see how he does on the with Jalen Phillips. It'll be pretty cool to see how those two guys decide to be able to get. I would like to see how other teams are going to be able to contain those two guys when they're both on the field. So that'll be pretty cool. And when it comes to the linebacking core, I think the linebacking core didn't do so bad. I think they did a pretty serviceable job. Jalen Ramsey did something positive. I think Javon Holland needs to go. I think it's time for him to move on. And there's some bright spots on this. I think the biggest thing that I would say about the Miami Dolphins is um, the Dolphins are facing some adversity. This is the first time Mike McDaniel has a losing season. And now he kind of has to prove to himself if he could bounce back. So this next year is gonna really, really redefine us and let us know if Mike McDaniel has the ability to bounce back from having a crappy season. He's only used to winning, and now you're seeing him face some adversity and having a losing type of season. Maybe they finish over 500, but it looks like they're going to fall short from the playoffs. And I think it's been a blessing in disguise, right? Because although it's just sad that Tua um, got hurt and made that decision to run and unfortunately suffered that concussion again. It kind of was, I would say, a bright spot because it allowed us fans and the Miami Dolphins to not get fooled and actually see that this team is not that good, that there's a lot of holes in this team, and we're far from being a contender. Like, imagine if Tua would have made it and would have stayed the whole time. We would have probably made it to the playoffs, but then we'd probably get smoked by Kansas City, Buffalo, or Baltimore again, especially playing on the road. And remember, those three cities, it's always cold during the playoff season. So it opened up our eyes, and I hope it opened up Chris Greer, and it opened up Mike McDaniel, and realize, hey man, we gotta do a lot of things in the off season. We gotta improve areas, and we gotta see what's going on. And I like the fact too that I think it was either Josh or No Doubt, one of you guys mentioned it. I like the fact that Anthony Weaver's going to be back. And like you said, we've had a different defensive coordinator the last couple, 3 or 4 years. So I'm glad to see a defensive coordinator who's going to stick around at least for one more season. And now you could actually go ahead and see what they decide to do with bringing in his guys a little bit more or drafting his guys. So now he's going to have, he's going to make the defense a lot stronger because of the simple fact that he's going to have, 1 year under his wing. That's where Mike McDaniel is kind of like been in a hot seat because this is not his first year. This has been 3 years running the show on the offensive side. So that's why when it comes to anything positive from Mike McDaniel, I just can't see it. I just don't see it from there, and that also scares me when it comes to Tua. Like I don't see anything positive from those two guys. uh it feels like I've always criticized Tua, but it feels like he's reached the ceiling. But it also looks like Mike McDaniel reached the ceiling. It looks like he's not there either. Like he hasn't done anything. He's not doing anything to improve to the point where you're like you have an expectation of like, yo, he's gonna turn it around. He hasn't done that, and that's my concern. I don't feel Tua has a lot that he could more than he could offer, but I do feel that if you protect him, if you put people in front of him, if you built an O line on him, at least, like I said, you don't have to get a center, you don't have to get a left tackle. You got to focus on that right guard. You get that right guard. Austin Jackson will be back, and I think you have a serviceable. I think the losing Robert Hunt really, really hurt us this year, and I think um, Liam Eichenberg they need to let go of that guy. That guy is just ass. I really don't like him, and I think he's just trash. And I think the Dolphins, the bright future would. I think the Dolphins will have a brighter future if they let go of him. That's just me. There can't be anybody worse than him. That's how I feel. Um, Last couple things. Some people are saying, Nick, do you believe in miracles?
I'll believe in miracles when they fire Danny Crossman.
Uh, can't wait till the last game presser to see what McDaniel face will be. If he looks like he was crying, he got fired. Agree with Frankie. This season will make the franchise deal with our awards, hopefully. Yeah. And then what does Tua look like if he doesn't have to throw the ball on in under 2 seconds? Absolutely, guys. If you guys have any questions for the two of us that you guys will want us to answer, just let us know. But that's a good point. That to go with that, to cater to that question, Nick. I think Tua, if he has more than 2 seconds to throw the football, I think he's capable of finding open receivers. You have him out there. I'm not gonna. Do I feel anybody? Not. I know we're going a little bit longer. We'll be ending the show like shortly. Like, we'll try to end it in like the next 9 minutes. Do you feel anybody on the team has digressed in your opinion?
Tyreek Hill, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Anybody else besides Tyreek Hill?
Offensively or defensively?
Any side of the ball.
Offensively, Tyreek Hill. Defensively, I want to say, I'm not gonna lie to you, Javon Holland a little bit.
Yeah, for me, I don't see Tyreek Hill digressing. I think Tyreek Hill is just getting doubled. I think Tyreek Hill is dealing with probably injuries, and there was an expectation set for him. Obviously, last year he killed it. This year, a lot of teams figured out a way to just go ahead and be like, we're not gonna let Tyreek beat us. We're gonna have you throw it to anybody else. I think somebody that stepped it up, that I feel that I'm sorry, that digressed on the offensive side of the ball is the guy I've been talking about the whole time, which is Liam Eichenberg. I thought Liam Eichenberg sucked before, but I just cannot believe how bad he's gotten more and more every year. It's just bad. Like, I mean, even when he was playing as backup center, he was doing a better job. It just, I don't know if Liam Eichenberg is helping the team at all. And I that right now is my pet peeve. We need to get rid of that guy. And when it comes to the defensive side, besides Javon Holland, I think the person who digressed, and I feel like it's a real big disappointment, is the other safety on the side, which is Poyer. Obviously, we thought that he was gonna be a really good replacement for Deshaun Elliott, and it ended up being the opposite. He's not. He hasn't been good at all. He's been trashy, and hopefully, we put more focus on getting two quality safeties to help these cornerbacks, because right now those safety positions, both of them, man, they've been suspect all year long, man. It's been bad, bro. Some of you guys, Josh is saying Waddle. And then no, that's it was really nice to see Jonnu Smith this season. Get another Jonnu level tight end. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Jonnu Smith would be a nice little have a two-man, like a two tight end. Remember when the Patriots had Gronk and our boy this guy, the murderer. What's his name? I forgot his name. Aaron Hernandez. They were lethal, you know. The Bills fans told us all Poirier was that they did. They sure did. They really did let us know. Kendall Fuller sucks too.
Yep, not good at all.
But
My friend Juan advised me from him when he was in the Washington Commanders. He's like, yeah, he's not better than Xavier Howard. I was like, all right, we'll see what's happening. No, he's not better than Xavier Howard.
do you think we fell, like his quality of play is worse than Xavier Howard's last season?
Hell yeah, Xavier Howard at least had 4 picks last year. This guy has nothing.
That's a good point. So if so now let's put the Chris Greer hat on you, sir, on DiTrapio. Obviously, if you had to pick a player, if you had draft picks, while we're figuring this out, I don't remember how many draft picks let me see how many Miami Dolphin.
Look what No Doubt said. It's funny, but what's his name? Eganawani.
Yeah.
He's been playing good over than the Commanders.
Yeah. All right, so let me look and see what the Dolphins have here. I'm trying to go online right now to see exactly what the Dolphins have. So it says the Dolphins have a first and a second round pick. Miami will also have two third round picks based on the NFL compository formula. So let's just, and they also have a fourth one, two fifth. So they have, man, they have a lot in this season coming up. Well, Dolphins have a lot of picks. So look, so supposedly this is what the Dolphins might have. So the Dolphins will have a first, they would have a second, they would have possibly two third round picks depending on the NFL that compository formula that they do. They hold a fourth round pick, they have two fifth round picks and two seventh round picks. So we're not gonna go all the way to the fourth and the fifth. Let's just say the Dolphins have the first, second, and two third round picks, right? So those four picks right there. First, second, third. Chris Greer, DiTrapio. Who what position are you focused on those four picks in order to improve this team?
Guard, defensive tackle, and cornerback.
So we got guard,
Or defensive end, whatever.
Christian Greer, Christian Wilkins used to be defensive tackle, right?
I'm sure he was, yeah.
And then you said guard, defensive tackle. What was the other one?
Cornerback.
Cornerback, and then you have one more. What would be your the other person you would probably get?
A big running back.
A running back. On my end, I would go with a guard, a right guard, specifically a right guard. That way you could get Liam Eichenberg out of there. I would go depending on what they decide to do with Calais Campbell. If they're not able to resign Calais Campbell, then yes, I feel like they should go after a defensive tackle and replace Christian Wilkins. And on the two third round picks, I would go safety because I don't feel like we're gonna resign Javon Holland, and I don't feel we're gonna get. And I don't think we're gonna. I hope we don't resign Poyer. And then obviously, probably, in my opinion, I mean, a guard, a defensive tackle, a safety. I would probably say the thing is that I don't even trust getting a cornerback because look what they did with Cam Smith. They can't. I don't know. I guess if I had to find like another area of opportunity for the Dolphins to draft with that third round pick, I would probably say that they should go after get another safety, get two safeties out there. Give us two safeties that since we're not signing Javon Holland and we're not signing Jordan Poyer, sign me two safeties in the third round and go defensive heavy. I don't think we need a running back. I think you're fine with Chain. I think you're fine with the rookie that we have, and I think you could pick up a guy on the streets. You could pick anybody else out there, and if Raheem Mostert's cheap and he still wants to be on the team, fine, fuck it, bring him over. That's what I think. Last thing, pick 9 offensive, defensive line, and a QB in the third. Ooh, we didn't mention about a QB, right? We didn't say QB because of we got to be worried about Tua and his head injuries and the fact that he doesn't like to protect himself. So I don't know. DiTrapio, I saw that, no doubt. And Josh says, I would draft Sanders. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be available for us, to be honest with you. If Sanders is there, that would be a hard to pass up. But get me the best offensive lineman in the draft or a monster defensive lineman. Yeah. Offensive lineman in the draft or a monster defensive lineman. Again, man, I think you win based on the trenches. So that's how I feel, and I think my brother feels the same way. You win with the trenches, man. If you have a good think about it. It's very simple. If you have an O line, you protect your quarterback. If you have a D line, you don't give the opposite quarterback time to throw the ball or run the football. See how simple it is? All you gotta do is that. But we complicate it, man. We look too much into it, man. But guys, it has been a pleasure. Again, this was a Christmas special. Me and my brother doing the show on a Tuesday, 8:00. I want to thank everybody who chimed in. No doubt, Josh, Cat for Life. Let's see who else was on there. Memo was there. And Straight Edge CM Dump was there. I think we got everybody. And anybody else who followed or was watching us on X, on Twitch, or on YouTube. Again, don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. Let us know what you think. Do you think we should do you think me and my brother should change it up and do a Tuesday night show instead of a Wednesday night? And also let us know what you think about us only focusing more on the Dolphins instead of focusing on different sports, right? Like me and my brother said, hey, we're just gonna talk Dolphins. Do you prefer us talking only about the Dolphins, or do you prefer us to continue our old habits and talk about different sports, all South Florida sports and NXT? You let me know. Nick, any final words before we go?
Fire Danny Crossman.
My final words to you guys, just like what you guys are writing on the chat board. Merry Christmas. Welcome back. Until next time, we'll find out. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's find out. Me and my brother are in the back. Let us know. Let us know if you really do like us only to talk about the Dolphins, and let us know if you really only want to, if you like Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. We're trying to like switch it up out here sometimes.
All jokes aside, though, happy holidays, everyone. Hopefully, everyone has a good time. Hopefully, they're able to spend time with their family and, just cherish every memory. And hopefully, the Dolphins mathematically still have a shot.
Later, guys.
Let me talk to you.
The biggest icon in wrestling.